Hi Leo, thanks for tuning in. This is going to be your reading for June 2020. Join me while I shuffle, check in with your higher self and your guides and ask them to be present here for this reading and pass on any messages through time and space for me to bring through in this tarot reading for you. We're going to have a look at the general energies available. This is a general reading, of course, so not all the messages will be for you, so just take what you need. If you don't find anything here in this reading that resonates, then try some other readings on the channel. You can look at your ascendant or your moon sign, but in general, the way that I work here is that the labels on each reading are kind of an arbitrary way of just organizing the content. So just click on anything that you feel intuitively guided towards. I don't want to shuffle today. Let's give it one more and get started. Yeah. Okay. There's a few Wands cards in your reading. Five of Pentacles is in reverse at the bottom of the deck. You have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands in your reading. These could both be your archetype cards. There's also the Sun here. So there's a lot of your own energy in this reading. There's also two pages here. And you have the Moon and the Sun. Okay. So I'm gonna jump right in and say that based on my first impressions of this spread, some of you could be experiencing some kind of it could go two ways here, right? You could have either a polarity dynamic where opposites are attracting here. Opposites are attracting, but it's coming through in a way where it's actually more of a counterpart energy. So I'm feeling the energy of compatibility in this reading, especially given that the Sun is here as well. So for some of you, we could be looking at the start of a new connection with someone here. That looks like very promising, actually. And you know, if you've been on my channel before, you know that I don't really tend to spend a lot of time focusing on romance or on love stories or on relationships. I'm more interested, my work as I see it through this method of channeling via the tarot is to support you and help you in your own personal development. So that's my priority. But sometimes messages like this come through. So I'm just going to work with the messages and the energies of what's here in this spread. So something compatible is coming through here, some kind of energy of meeting. And because the King of Wands is in the recent past, I would have to say this could be a person that you have met recently, or for some of you, it could be a previous partner that might be coming back around. And in this central axis of the reading, this axis from the bottom to the top of the reading is what's in the unconscious mind, that's what is unknown, to what is in the conscious mind, what is known. So how I'm seeing this, Temperance is at the foundation in reverse, and Page of Pentacles is in the crowning card position in the upright. At the heart of the spread you have Wheel of Fortune reverse, crossed by Page of Cups. So what this is telling me is that there is kind of a change in direction here, and that could be something that, as I said, is showing up, that is sort of turning a new course or turning a new page for you, and something beginning to happen here is fresh and it's exciting with the two pages. It is an offering. I feel that in this situation, it's someone approaching you, not you approaching someone else. I feel like someone here is coming back around to you, offering you or asking you for forgiveness. Given that you have both Temperance and Page of Cups in this part of the reading, I would have to say that I feel like this King of Wands person is showing back up for you and wants your forgiveness. That's what I feel in this reading. A person that you may have known from before, who might have behaved badly or kind of not behaved badly, perhaps decisions they made, choices they made, actions they took, had implications for you that made you sort of change your direction or change your mind about them. And I'm feeling here in this reading that they may have some remorse or some regret over that, and they want to come back around and offer you their loyalty. And I feel for some of you, you might be in two minds about that. You might not necessarily be all like welcome home, open arms kind of energy. But there is this really strong connection with this person, having the Six of Cups here in the outcome, and the Ace of Cups too. There's definitely a lot of love, and the Page of Cups. All of these 3 cup cards in the reading in the upright are very much indicating that there is a lot of love here. There's a lot of compassion as well. There is a really deep connection, a very strong bond, one that has endurance. 9 of Wands is here as well in the outcome position with this Ace of Cups. Sorry, I took the wrong card. 9 of Wands in the outcome position with the Ace of Cups. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the spread, but I'll come back around in a second. What this says to me is that, yeah, this person may be wanting to start over and maybe wanting to come towards you with, you know, as I said, they may be asking for forgiveness. They may be coming back to you with a lot of tenderness, and are asking for forgiveness, or looking for you, some kind of sign from you that you'll open your heart again to them. And you have that 9 of Wands here together with that Ace of Cups. It says to me that either there's a little bit of reluctance, being that you've been through so much already with this person, and that you might be feeling like you're you may be questioning whether or not you have the endurance to you know, start over, or to make a fresh beginning here with this person, being that you've been through so much with them. But it could also suggest at the same time that you are willing to put in some work. So what else I see here? Like these two, as I said, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, I feel very much like this is, you know, a counterpart person in your life. It's someone that you may have had some dealings with in the past. But there is this strong bond here with the Six of Cups. Now you're standing here in this quadrant of the reading of how you see yourself as the Queen of Wands with the Moon card. So you feel, maybe, like I would say right now, that you actually feel quite empowered, that maybe, you know, in times gone by, this person might have put you through a lot, but that you've actually come to a really good place where you put in a lot of effort to gain your independence and gain your sense of worth, and you know, there's courage here, I feel, in this energy, but there's also a softness and a femininity that you are expressing with the Moon card, being that while it might have been a difficult time, you might have felt very tested and challenged by a person's behavior. It's also grown you so much, you know, with the Moon card there. I feel that you use the experience to really dig deep and learn about yourself in the process, and that may actually have been very healing for you, even though the circumstances might not have been easy or certainly ideal, and like nobody would necessarily choose to have those kinds of challenging experiences. But I feel like you really made it work for you in the sense that you really studied yourself, and you took responsibility for the things that you needed to take responsibility for, that you really studied your subconscious mind and your psyche to understand how you can work with the energies of what you experienced and how that made you feel, to learn more about what drives you, or what unconscious motivations are working, or what kind of patterns from your past have been illuminated as a result of an individual's interaction with you. And so I feel like you've come through a lot. And with the Sun and the Six of Pentacles in this quadrant of the reading, as I said, the Sun here is giving me this energy that there is this really strong compatibility, and there might have been some issues, you know, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse there could have been some issues around a lack of balance in the dynamic. There could have been some, I feel like you might have overextended yourself in the relationship and been very generous and giving, whether financially or emotionally, energetically. You may feel like you were giving more than you were receiving, and that could have been part of what the dissonance was that caused there to be a separation or some space in between you. But I feel that you have certainly become aware of that and address those things, seeing that you have this, you're standing here with the Moon in your quadrant. So I feel like you're aware of that, and me saying it is not anything surprising to you. There's also here this, in the hopes and fears quadrant, you have this 3 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles upright. This tells me that what you're hoping for is something with longevity. Both of these cards talk about longevity, about patience, about vision, about what it is you need to consider and what you need to prepare for, what you need to organize and manage and take care of in the now, so that in the future the result that you know is a potential can actually become real because of the effort and work and mindset that you put in right now. So that's probably the best way to describe where you are right now with regard to this person coming back around. You're wondering, like, is this someone that I can see myself continuing to grow with in the future? Is this someone that can be loyal and patient like I will be, so that we can create something magnificent together? And as I said, with the 9 of Wands there in the outcome card, you are considering whether or not you have the endurance to undertake such an effort. And Page of Pentacles here in the crowning card position is interesting, because it's almost like that sensation of starting out again, you know, in a physical way, like making a new start in the physical world. As I said, with the Page of Cups here as the crossing card, it's making a new start in the emotional world. So this is the challenge for you. It's like what I feel is that this offer is on the table, that this person has come around and is showing up and making this offer to you. And it's not my place in this reading to tell you whether or not you'll be together. I'm simply describing the energy that's here, and it's up to you to make a choice and make these considerations to decide whether or not you would wish to undertake such a task or such an effort. The bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, Empress in reverse, the Fool upright, and 10 of Wands in reverse. So how I'm reading this is that there may be in you still some like residual feelings of what's the right word? Reluctance. I'm not sure what the other word was that was trying to come through, but there may be some residual feelings of leftover pain or leftover disappointment, or even financial difficulty, because you have the Empress and the 5 of Pentacles. These are both energies of abundance and wealth, but in the reverse position. So there could have been some kind of financial stress that came along with this past experience with this person, that you might be, that might be lingering, and it might be making you feel a little bit hesitant to dive in and trust this person. Fool. You might be hesitant to trust this person, and that could be very valid. Again, this is things for you to consider. But the 10 of Wands here in the reverse is saying that you want to let go of all that. You want to let go of the past. You want to, be free from the baggage of those disappointments and feel an ability to trust with the Fool and kind of wipe the slate clean and move forward with a lot of forgiveness with the Temperance card, with a lot of understanding, and with a sensation of starting from a 0 point, but without any kind of inflections, or like with genuinely clearing the slate from the past, so that there isn't going to be some moment down the line where you pull up some old file and, bring it to a person. So there's something in this reading that's, especially from these extension cards here, that be very mindful that you really do work to really clear any residual resentments or any kind of energy that is holds the potential to show up again if you don't deal with it now. So that could be part of what might be some of the advice here in this reading, is to really strive to communicate about any of your concerns and put everything out on the table. Not necessarily in an aggressive way or in an angry way of like bringing up old stuff that you still haven't processed emotionally, but in a calm and considered way, letting an individual know what really is real for you. You know, what are your genuine concerns? If this is going to be a real conversation that you have about a new beginning, then there needs to be some like checks and balances, I feel, in terms of things that you may not have been able to say in the past. So for things that you might have been carrying around and holding on to for all this time, to be able to, you know, share that with a person so that they understand the position that you're in. Because they're coming to you with perhaps a lot of remorse and a lot of, you know, genuine desire to start again with a lot of love and compassion. And maybe they have in their own time and space processed their things that they experienced and have come to a sort of place of peace with it. But I feel like that there may not have been a lot of communication along the way that helps them understand what you might have been experiencing. Yeah, but with this Temperance card in reverse at the bottom of the deck, I really feel that in order for, if this is something that you do want to pursue, and I suspect for some of you might, because you have all these, you know, love cards on the side of the reading, you do need to genuinely and utterly, completely forgive and accept what's happened. But I'm not talking about, you know, if someone's behaved in a certain way that's been, you know, abusive, you know, you have to genuinely question yourself if that's the kind of thing a person can really break free from. Have they really done enough work to, you know, be really not that person anymore? If it's some kind of, some other kind of behavior that is sort of pretty normal human behavior when people fuck up and make mistakes, okay. But if someone's actually been really physically or emotionally abusive, then I don't feel like it's reasonable to, you know, start over with someone if you suspect that those kinds of behaviors could show up again. So keep that in mind if that's something that is in your history with this person. Okay, I feel like that's it, but I'm just checking over here if there's anything else. It is quite a lovely reading, I must say. I really enjoyed translating these cards. It was a really clear energy. I do love that there are these two pages in the reading too, because it gives this sort of vulnerable, gentle energy of, you know, a willingness to be enthusiastic and new about something from a place of that sort of youthful and excited energy. I'm not reading it as naive. In some readings, the pages could be seen as very naive energy, unexperienced. But in the context of this reading, I'm seeing the pages as more of willingness to sort of not hold a grudge and not be resentful, but actually just come with a fresh energy of new and have that, you know, that communication. I feel like there's a lot of communication that could happen here that would be very helpful to kind of gain more understanding and bring that sense of that what the Ace of Cups brings is like that unconditional love and compassion and open-heartedness that can really wash, you know, all the wounds to help everyone feel clear and bring you back to that space of, you know, genuine care and concern and love for another person. That's the place where that forgiveness can happen, right? The Temperance card is here. Okay, Leo. That's it for the general reading. I'm going to take here now the Voyage deck and shuffle again. We're going to do your Higher Octave spread. So please, again, tune in while I shuffle and send your energy into the cards. We're going to take a look at any additional messages that your guides and your higher self want to pass on to you. We're going to take a look at any blind spots or any spiritual or karmic forces that might be at play which are influencing your situation. And hopefully we can also bring through some practical insight and advice for how to best make use of the lessons that you're dealing with at this time. So one more shuffle. We have the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Wands, there you are again, so same card coming out. Crossed by the Six of Cups, which we also had in this reading right there. That's interesting. Ten of Cups. Two of Crystals. Five of Wands, which is that card there. So that's saying, you know, like it could be that you're putting that in the past. We'll talk about it. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. Magician reversed. Page of Cups, which we had in the previous reading as the crossing card. Nine of Pentacles. Four of Cups reversed. Lovers. Seven of Crystals. And the Fool in reverse. Alright, this is really interesting. It's definitely a carry-on. There's a lot more information in this reading than in the first one. I would say in short that what I'm seeing in this reading that I didn't see in the first reading is that I kind of suspected it, but it's a bit more clear here. Like, it could be that the person that's coming back around is a little bit manipulative. And so we'll talk about that further in the Higher Octave spread. If you want to hear the interpretation that I'm going to give on this spread, click the link in the description box below and you'll get taken to another page. Thank you so much for watching. It's really an honor and a pleasure to read for you. I hope you found some things that in there that will be helpful to you on your way. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next reading.